Hello, my name is Frank Brown and I'm a permanent deacon in the Dublin Diocese. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the role and how one might go about considering the role if one feels one has a vocation. I'm married to my wife Imelda and I have 3 children ranging from 18 down to 11. The word diaconate, it's a Greek word and it basically means service. So my role as a permanent deacon is to support the priest, to work with all the various volunteers within our parish and some of the practical things that go with that. There are 3 main areas of work. One is often referred to as altar work, which is to assist the priest at Mass and other liturgies. I am allowed by my ordination to celebrate baptisms, funerals, and even with the permission of the priest to celebrate marriages too. The second area is word, to proclaim the gospel, to give a short homily, or a reflection at Mass. St. Francis of Assisi, one of my father's favourite saints, was a deacon. He never became a priest. It was said that he really enjoyed being able to hold the Gospels and read the Gospels during the 13th century. And the third area is charity, and what is seen as the most important area for a deacon. Charities such as visiting the sick or bereaved, caring for the most vulnerable, and as I said, some of the more practical administration aspects. In fact, the early church, as you remember, St. Stephen from St. Stephen's Day, where the early church they looked for 7 men to assist in the administration of charity in the early church. And we read about this in chapter 6 of the Acts of the Apostles. For the first few centuries, deacons ministered with the bishops of the church, but gradually in the Western Church, the role of deacons became a stepping stone on the way to priesthood. And it wasn't until the Second Vatican Council in the 1960s that the restoration of the permanent diaconate came about, and many countries now have training programs for permanent deacons. So, who can become a deacon? Well, in general, you need to be under the age of 60, and some of the personal qualities would include a real sense of vocation. You need to be a baptized and a confirmed man in the Catholic faith. You need to be actively involved in your parish and recommended by your parish priest. And if you're married, you need to have been so for at least 5 years and be in a stable marriage and have the full support of your wife. You must take a vow of celibacy, so if your wife precedes you in death, you won't be able to marry again. You need to be able to give sufficient time for study and service, and hopefully this won't impact on your family. In the Dublin Diocese where I am, I'm undertaking a 4-year BA theology degree in Dublin City University, and I'm really enjoying my preparation and the whole process of becoming a permanent deacon. My group started out in 2016 with what is referred to as a propedeutic period. So this is a year without making any commitment on either part, spending 5 weekends together. Initially it was a group of 12 men, relaxing, attending seminars, praying together, and our wives came along also for some of those weekends. And at the end of the year, those involved in preparing our formation made a recommendation about our suitability to the Archbishop. And most of us were then formally allowed to go forward on our formation program, which was another 3 years before ordination. And the whole purpose of our formation program was to help each of us to develop the personal and pastoral skills we need so that we'll be able to share our faith and the Catholic faith with others. The academic program, I said, was for 4 years, and it included scripture, dogmatic theology, moral theology, liturgy, spirituality, canon law, and church history. The essays were hard work, but I really loved the course, and I really think my faith has deepened. I've got to understand the historical Jesus and the Gospels and the letters of St. Paul in a way I would probably have never been able to do. And I really feel I'm prepared to proclaim the Gospel and to share with people a greater understanding of the meaning behind the words we read. As I stated already, the diaconate is about service, and we're all expected to undertake some pastoral work too, caring for the poor or vulnerable. Most of us undertook some work with the Vincent de Paul, visiting the poor and sick within our own parishes. I'm myself a social worker, so I undertake a lot of social work, visiting very vulnerable people in the area I work. Finally, if you feel God might be calling you to this ministry, why not speak to your wife, to some of your close Catholic friends, and then of course your parish priest. Be open to what might happen. You may have a gift for this ministry or perhaps another ministry. Nothing is lost if you are willing to explore the possibility. I know it's a big commitment. From my experience of a father of 3 children, and I said a full-time social worker, it was all possible with the love and support of my family, my classmates, my other deacon friends, and the formation team. Thank you.